In 3, 2, 1.
Cattywampus, everybody. Hey, welcome to Minding Your Business, brought to you by the Lancaster Chamber of Commerce. Our host is the entrepreneur, Chris Spiker. He actually does the floors at Antelope Valley Florist, and has got a great staff. But here we are today with a wonderful show. You might want to pull over. I don't know. It's that big. And we have with us today our first guest is a gentleman who I know personally. And he's really cool. His name is Greg Culver. And of course, Beltone Hearing on the Boulevard. And I guess up in Bishop or...
Yep, we're up in Bishop. And
why don't you wait till it's time to talk to you?
Oh,
jeez.
You pointed at him?
I didn't mean to talk.
I thought that was my cue, Jim.
No, it's not. So here's like his cue. Chris Spiker, take it away.
Jim Greenleaf, thank you. You know, your taradiddle today is just, but it kind of gives the little crowd a little gardy-loo, doesn't it?
Gardy-loo?
Greg, what do you think?
I'm laughing my ass off.
You know, the neat thing is, well, they're going to cut that out, don't worry. And once we get their hearing fixed, they're certainly going to have to cut that out.
There you go.
How long have you been with the Beltone organization?
Well, would you believe I got a 40-year plaque from the company 2 years ago. This goes all the way back to when I was in high school. My dad got me signed up with Beltone Electronics in Chicago.
Yeah.
And they've never forgotten that. So it's like, where has the time gone? It's starting to scare me a little bit.
You're still doing it. You're good at it.
It's all I know. It's my life. I enjoy it. It's helping people hear better. I remember telling my dad when I was in school, I says, Dad, I want to dispense hearing aids like you. And he says, well, why do you want to do that? And I go, well, it would be real gratifying to help people hear better. And he says, let me tell you something, Craig. He says, everybody wants to hear better, but nobody wants to wear hearing aids. I'll never forget that. Well, hearing aids have changed dramatically since the 70s.
That wisdom still prevails. I mean, that's the way it is.
That's the way it is. It's here I have a hearing aid in one ear. I'm deaf in the other ear. I just got my new eyes. They're trifocals now. And my lower back is bothering me. I was in the dentist's office last month and had to have a crown. He says,
How are your feet? How are your feet, Craig?
Well, my feet are working good.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So what does your typical or your average client look like? How do they find you? What are they looking for? What happens?
How is their life different from yours and mine?
Yeah, well, they come in with expectations.
Generally, a spouse or loved one drags the person into our office that doesn't hear better, and he or she feels, I hear fine. If my wife would quit mumbling, I'd be able to hear her as clear as a bell. And so the spouse says, hey, you got to get in and have your ears tested, and this ping pong ball kind of bounces back and forth over the net for probably 6 or 7 years before, you know, maybe I should get my hearing tested. I'm starting to feel a little left out.
So why don't they come in right away? I mean, I bet you give a free test.
The hearing test is free,
yeah,
and it tells them exactly where they stand with their hearing, you know, at the present time. What they want to do then is entirely up to them, but it's definitely a good place to start. And I think nobody wants to admit that they can't see or can't hear, or this getting old stuff is for the birds, isn't it? So for me, all these little things are starting to happen, and you just got to keep fighting back and going to the gym and getting a little exercise once in a while and try to eat the right things, you know.
So it's kind of about education and working with it and being positive.
Yep, yep.
So what percentage of your clients are just getting older and things are not working so good, and what percentage were born this way and there's something we can do?
Okay, that's a good question. And percentage-wise, I don't know if I can answer that or not. I can say that I remember my optometrist telling me that 85% over people over 40 need glasses, and he says, Craig, you made it to 45 before you needed glasses. He was trying to make me feel good as I needed glasses because I made it 5 extra years.
So you're old, but you're not very old.
That's exactly.
Some people are older than you.
So anyway, with hearing, your ears don't decay as quickly as your eyes do. I think the statistic is 1 out of 2.5 people over the age of 65 don't hear as well. And the reason people hesitate to feel like they have trouble with their hearing is they do believe that I'm hearing fine, people are mumbling. It's a very slow, progressive handicap that happens over many, many years, almost as slow as you age. So the people are unaware that this hearing loss comes on. The 2 major causes of hearing loss are, number 1, working around loud noise for any long period of time. So we try to tell people that, hey, if you're working around loud noise, the easiest thing you can do is put something over your ears to keep the damage from occurring. And then the other common cause of hearing loss is, they call it presbycusis. Presbycusis is a word about this long that I don't even know how to spell. And all that means is you get older, you just don't hear as well, too.
What? I'm sorry.
And the frustration of the what and the huh, yeah. and the people feeling like, gee, John's not listening to me, or John doesn't care. Don't even talk to him, he doesn't pay attention to what's being said. It's not any of that. It's the fact that he doesn't hear well. And so this is a misunderstanding of what's really going on, and it's misleading, it's frustrating, people get annoyed, and it's really a terrible thing.
You were mentioning the Senior Expo coming up. High Desert Medical Group puts it on, and you've been involved every year since the Senior Expo began.
This year will be the 25th year, October 15th. The 25th year that the High Desert Senior Expo has had that Senior Expo at the fairgrounds. We're one of a handful of businesses that have been there every year. In fact, on the 20-year anniversary, they gave out several plaques, we were one of which. And
you must have a lot of plaques on the wall over there.
We don't know what to do with them anymore.
Well, so keep getting them. That's nice.
The High Desert Senior Expo is a very good way to get businesses like ours, because I know you've been there pretty much all of those years too.
Right.
And it's a beautiful program for seniors. It's a really nice one-day thing. Gives people a chance to get out and mingle with different companies and needs that focus all around the seniors.
And a vendor such as ourselves gets to see 6,000 people all at one time.
And it's a huge deal. It's a huge deal.
Okay, so all these years on Lancaster, actually you moved to Lancaster Boulevard, but all these years, you're still involved in the chamber. Why are you in the chamber?
I have a confession to make. I don't even want to look at the camera as I say this. I'm not a member of the chamber right now. I'm here today to become part of the Chamber of Commerce. Sunil, my advertising rep over at the Antelope Valley Press, him and I were talking about it, and he says, oh, you have to be a member of the chamber. He says, oh, you know all of those guys over there. Go on over there. They'd love to have you talk with the program and have the opportunity to become a member of the chamber again. So here I am.
How cool is that?
That's cool.
This is like, now this program is bringing members for the chamber.
There you go.
You know, it was set up, the radio station set it up as a community service, but the chamber realizes that it's a benefit to membership. And it's I think Sunil's an individual is quite unique. He's like our producer. He finds people to come on the program.
Really?
He's had, I think you're the fourth company that Sunil gets it, how important this program is.
He's out there trying to help people.
Yeah.
He cares about people. I think he's one of the best representatives that the newspapers had in a while, and he wants to grow and become a larger part of things. So, I mean, when you have that going in your back pocket, everything else just kind of falls into place, and he's a great man.
So what does the Chamber of Commerce do for a community then? What's your understanding of a chamber?
To become known. I think anybody that would say that this business is a recommendation of the Chamber of Commerce, I think that would be one of the highest merits that somebody could give from someone in the city, saying he's a member of the Chamber of Commerce. This is a good business. And people want to know where to go for good business. I'm going to say, speaking of good business and talking about the Antelope Valley Press, Beltone has been voted Antelope Valley Best Hearing Healthcare 22 out of 23 years ever since they started. And I think the reason that we're have been voted the best so many times is because we care about the people that we're working with. And Beltone has an old slogan that goes back a million years when I first got into the business, and which said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I've never forgotten that.
You're probably able to help just about everybody that comes in.
Well, we try. Hearing loss, not everybody can be helped through hearing aids. Probably the simplest cause of a hearing loss, Jim, would be impacted wax. And I'm focusing on Jim for a second because he came into my office a few
Let me tell you what
years-
happened. Marva, my wife, who's a holistic person, brought me into you because my ear was plugged up totally. And you had a device that you were able to go into and look at it, and we found out that something was in here. Your instruction was go home, use a syringe, use hot water, and put it in there 75 times. Then all of a sudden, I was doing that at home, all of a sudden this big ball came out, and what it was a piece of garlic that Marva had put in there to help me to improve my ear. So that was pretty interesting, and thank you so much for that.
I don't think I knew what it was that you pulled out of your ear. He came back in the office a couple of days later, and he goes, I could hear again.
Wow. Well, that's worth $1 million right there.
That's a true story.
Yep.
So impacted wax, that would be a real simple way. Impacted wax in someone's ears, that can cause about a 30% hearing loss without having any other trouble other than that.
And I do that probably, once a week just to wash it out with that syringe.
Yeah. So sometimes things medically or surgically can be done to improve a person's hearing also. So our view in the free hearing test is people come into our office to have their hearing tested, and again we say this is a nice place to start, if not anything else. And it gives them a little bit more of a direction to go in. And something as simple as impacted wax, can you imagine walking around not doing anything about your hearing because you go, I don't want to wear hearing aids.
And it's not that.
And it's not that.
Yeah.
You have your ears plugged up with wax and
So Greg, how do we get a hold of you?
we're at 942 here, 942-4327. We're located directly across the street from the Performing Arts Center on Lancaster Boulevard, 753 West Lancaster Boulevard.
And now you've got a video with the Lancaster Chamber of Commerce.
And that's really important to me. And I'm not kidding you guys. I do want to become a member of your organization.
Okay, we're going to take your credit card here during our break. Craig Culver with Beltone Hearing Aids. Thank you very much.
Do we have to give it
Thanks,
back?
Chris. Huh?
Do we have to give the credit card back?